this video, we're going to talk about the Uniqlo J collection, as well as a couple of thoughts on some items that I picked up from it. Let's get to it. So if you don't know, the Uniqlo J collection is a collaboration between Uniqlo and the infamous German fashion designer Jil Sander. Now this is not to get confused with the fashion house or brand Jil Sander, which Jil Sander is the founder of it, but she is no longer affiliated with it. But that story's for a different day. The J collection is arguably one of Uniqlo's best collaborations, or at least from what I've read, but also from what I've experienced. Literally within 5 minutes of the release, I logged into Uniqlo's website to check on the items, and there were so many that were completely sold out. So if you got your hands on some of these items, keep them. Trust me, keep them. Or if you see some items get restocked and you were thinking about picking some up, go ahead and get them, because as soon as you blink, it's gonna be gone. Just like Jil Sander's fashion design is known for minimalism, modernity, as well as innovation for experimenting with different textile options. In 2009, Jil Sander created a fashion consultancy where her first client was Fast Retailing, which is the parent company of Uniqlo, where she then oversaw the creative direction for the J collection. This collection ran from about 2009 to 2011, where her partnership came to a halt. In 2014, they reintroduced the J collection as a best of line. Fast forwarding to today, they reintroduced the J collection in fall 2020, and it carried over to 2021. Without further ado, let's see what I picked up. Up first, we have the oversized hooded long coat. The materials that it's made out of is a high density, 100% polyester fabric with a water repellent finish, so it's gonna keep you dry. It's also quite lightweight, so you can go ahead and layer it with something a little thicker than a t-shirt if you wanted to. If you notice here, the jacket extends about 3/4 of my body. I'm about 5'10", 5'11" on a good day, like a really good day, but don't tell nobody. Originally I wanted to get the white variant, but it just never got in stock with the size that I wanted. And so when I seen that there was a gray in the large, I instantaneously bought it. Give me that, get me that. Just like the name mentions, it does have a hood. So let's go ahead and show that off. Here's a full body view so you can get an idea of what it looks like overall. Now let's talk about details. One thing I don't like about this jacket is the pockets, or at least these pockets. I'm not a fan of the pouch. I don't like seeing the stitching of the pockets outside of the jacket. I wish that it was inside, or that the pouch just wasn't there. I think it would have made the jacket look more minimal and to my liking. On the upper of the jacket on the left breast, there is another pocket exactly the way I wanted it to be on the bottom. Inner lining, inner stitching, minimal, perfect. Perfect! Turning our attention to the front buttons, there is a hidden button front closure, which I absolutely love. It keeps the jacket looking very minimal and clean, and the way this works is that beneath the fabric that we see is another layer of fabric where you can slide the button into. On the cuffs of the jacket are 2 additional buttons, and although they are present, I don't feel like they necessarily function quite properly. And this might just be due to where the fastener is stitched to, so I would say it's more of just a visual element. Now let's talk about my favorite function of this jacket, and it is that the hood is removable. Just like the front buttons of the jacket, the hood has a hidden button closure. Alright, so here's where I lose some street credit. Shout out to all my anime lovers. Does this remind you of anybody? I'll give you a hint. Imagine if I had some glasses on and maybe a headband. I don't know, just me? Up next, we have an unexpected favorite, the single-breasted oversized coat. The shell is made out of nylon, and the lining is made out of polyester mesh. Now, if you don't know, nylon tends to trap heat, but I wouldn't worry too much about that because this coat is actually thinner than the previous one shown. So it's gonna do you just right for the spring. This coat extends a little more than 50% of my body, cutting off at the kneecaps. And just like the previous coat, this coat has a hidden button front closure, so it's gonna give you a beautiful silhouette. The cuffs on this jacket are also similar to the previous coat, where it doesn't necessarily provide its function of slimming down the wrist, but I wouldn't consider that an issue. Now let's take a look at the inside. Here is the polyester mesh that I mentioned. Now typically mesh lining is used to provide breathability, and I think this was a nice addition to this coat to counterbalance the nylon. Now I know I slightly bashed the pockets on the previous coat, but let me tell you this, I ain't gonna do it to this one, because I absolutely love what they did here. Now what's a product review without cons? One thing I didn't like about this coat was that it was extremely noisy, and that's due to that nylon material. Check this out. Here we have the wide fit cargo half-length trousers, or easier said, the wide fit cargo shorts. A couple of things that I like about these shorts is that they flare out at the bottom and that the waistline sits just a little on the higher side, so it gives it an interesting silhouette. It should also be noted that these shorts are pleated in the front. And as for your pockets, you have your traditional 4 pockets, as well as an additional side pouch on the left side. Lastly, we have the wool slim fit pants. I instantly fell in love with the feel as well as the color of these. But one thing I did not fall in love with was the length of them. Online there wasn't an option to choose a desired length, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect, and when I received them they were quite long. I did some research and found out that all the inseams of Uniqlo's pants are made at 34 inches, and this is due to cut cost. Despite saying this, in stores you have the option of getting your pants tailored to your desired length, but this wasn't the case for an online order. These pants are pleated in quite an interesting way. They're pleated partway through the thigh and they extend all the way through the bottom of the pants. Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. If you like what you saw and want to see more, feel free to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the notification bell so you don't miss out. It'll also help to keep me motivated to keep doing this. Feel free to leave a comment below about what stood out to you. Is the Uniqlo plus J collection something that you want to see continuously ongoing? I know I do. And on that note, stay blessed. Peace.